Welcome to the GCW Plant Podcast Preview Show. My name is John Wolf, and let's run down everything GCW has to offer us for the second week of December 2023. Our premiere show this weekend will be GCW's Highest in the Room 2. This will air live on Fight TV Plus Saturday, December 9th at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific from the Ukrainian Cultural Center in Los Angeles, California. I'm really excited for this card because it's packed full of size. I like big wrestlers, and this show has some of the biggest GCW has offered on one card in a very long time. My family will be with me in the front row. A lot of the folks I want to see will be there. I'm looking forward to a lot of hugs and smiles from familiar faces. We love being able to see GCW in LA every 2 months since my home base in Las Vegas only gets one show a year. Fingers crossed for more Las Vegas dates in 2024. The first Highest in the Room was over 2 years ago on September 17th, 2021. The main event was Minoru Suzuki versus John Gresham. This will be GCW's 26th trip to LA and their 41st show. They loaded up the card for what will be another sold-out Saturday night. On to this amazing card. For our first match announced, Santana Jackson takes on George South. I'm hoping George is given a microphone and is allowed time to tear into the crowd. That's my favorite thing about him. Los Angeles is the type of place that will appreciate George's insults, and they will definitely feed him back. George had a glimmer of being a good guy at WrestleCade when he turned on his teammates, Ricky and Kerry Morton, and joined the team of the Insane Clown Bussy. Will George be a heel again? Is George being a good guy a one-night-only thing? That was a rare side of George that I hope to see again one day. I like bad guy George with an occasional change of heart. I know to expect a total entertainment situation out of Santana Jackson. He always brings it. It's always fun watching someone experience the King of Pop for the first time, and fans love him. I'm wondering how George will be incorporated into Santana's act. I think Jackson and George will be one of the highlights of the night. Our next match will be the GCW Tag Team Championship. Our champions, Violence is Forever, will be up against the team of Masha Slamovich and Rina Yamashita. This will be Violence is Forever's third title defense of the GCW Tag Team Championship. They've had 10 title runs over 8 different companies. Their longest run is with the SUP Tag Team Championship. They've held the belt since June 2nd, 2019. That's a total of 1,649 days. Their second longest run was 765 days at Black Label Pro's Tag Team Championship. Third was 466 days as Action Tag Team Champions. Their average title reign is 357 days, just short of a year. Violence is Forever's first match together was August 18th, 2018 at Black Label Pro's National Slampoons Wrestling Vacation. Their opponents are 2 women who are extremely tough, with fantastic records to show for it. Masha Slamovich is 23-8 this year at GCW, and Rina Yamashita is 31-2. Rina is the current GCW Ultraviolent champion for 478 days and running. That's her longest career title reign to date. She's held 11 championships, 13 different times, with 11 different companies. Masha Slamovich held the GCW World Championship belt before Blake Christian won it from her on June 4th of this year at Cage of Survival 2. Masha currently holds 3 championships. She's 23 days in as the WXW World Champion. She's 142 days the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champion. And 208 days as the Fight Life World Champion. Her average career championship reign is 194 days. Next, we have a death match on our card. The UK's finest Big F and Joe takes on the legit 6'2" Sawyer Wreck. Joe's one of my favorite death matchers in the world. He wears his patented white clothes that stain red with blood throughout his matches. He's one of the top deathmatch wrestlers in the world. He's known for wrecking shop wherever he goes. He's big, a legit tough guy who works as a bouncer. He's got a good face, incredible charisma, and great crowd interaction. I've seen him been cut bad before, and he just wraps it up and continues. He's an absolute unit, and I won't parse words. That's a perfect example of what a GCW ultraviolent champion should look like. Sawyer Wreck would be the female equivalent of Big F and Joe. The matriarch of Mayhem has 4 years of experience. She was trained at the Team 3D Academy. She has a background in volleyball, which makes sense. Could you imagine the velocity on one of her spikes? Sawyer solidified her presence in the deathmatch scene early and is a force to be reckoned with ever since. Her unique look and style brings something different and irreplaceable to GCW and deathmatches in general. She's the opponent no one wants to face unless they have to. Fans have seen her up against the likes of Matt Tremont, Cruel, Pero, John Wayne Murdoch, Madman Pondo, and many other deathmatch who's who of today and yesterday. It's safe to say both of these wrestlers are the future of deathmatch wrestling. Jacob Fatu and Juicy Finau team up as the South Pacific Savages and will go up against the team of Effie and Mance Warner, the SGB. Jacob Fatu has been very disruptive lately in GCW, breaking up matches and attacking people at his own will, sometimes affecting up to 2, maybe 3 matches a night. We still don't know his purpose. We know he can have almost anything he wants at will, especially if his teammate Juicy backs him up. So let's break down some lineage. Tonga Kid is Jacob's dad. His uncles are Rikishi and Umaga. His cousins are Jimmy and Jay Uso, Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns, and The Rock. They're all winners. Once again, that's a champion. Imagine GCW with Big F and Joe as the ultraviolent champ and Fatu as the GCW world champ. What a beautiful business move that would be. GCW, where the big boys play. Juicy Finau was trained at East Bay Pro Wrestling Academy. He's 4 years in the business, clocking in at 6'4" and 450 pounds. He's held 3 titles with 3 different companies. The EBPW Tag Team Champion for 14 days, the FSW Tag Team Champion for 120 days, and the MLW World Tag Team Champ for 182 days. Don't sleep on Juicy. He's the beast hoss that wrestling used to have and very much needs today. He's one of my favorites and a genuinely nice guy. When we bring cookies to the show, he destroys them like a big boy should. We love him. Effie has been moving into the beef category after finding his mature wrestling body. He went from the 180s up to 228 pounds currently. Effie's tied for the 4th highest number of matches in GCW this year at 49 with Ciclope. He's 33, 14, and 2 at GCW in 2023, winning 2/3 of his matches, but still 100% of our hearts. Effie's been wrestling for 9 years, but it took him very few to find himself and where he fit in the wrestling industry. He's a trailblazer and a gay icon. My opinion, he's very fortunate to find his confidence so early, as I feel it's helped him dodge plenty of professional bullets. He's business savvy, intelligent, and a very personable individual. He has both Southern charm and sass. Speaking of Southern charm and sass, we have Effie's partner, Mance Warner. It doesn't matter if you pair Mance with Effie, Manders, Justice, a steel chair. He wins. Mance is a winner. Mance is poised for an incredible singles run right now. He hails from Bucksnort, Tennessee. At a touch over 6 foot, he can officially call himself Steph DeLander's daddy. Old Romancer has held 13 titles over 12 different companies in his short 8-year career. His longest title reign was 559 days as the AAW Heavyweight Champion. He had 238 days as the Defy Tag Team Champ and 236 days as the Horror Slam Tag Team Champ. He has a voice on the mic that sounds a touch like Stone Cold Steve Austin. The GCW World Championship will be on the line as our champion Blake Christian will go up against Starboy Charlie. Blake has held the belt since June 4th of 2023, where he beat Masha Slamovich. This is his first ever career title, and his current reign sits at 187 days. All Heart Blake Christian hails from Missouri. He's had the 3rd most matches at GCW this year at 54. His 2023 record sits at 48-6. This will be his 27th title defense overall. Fans cannot say he's not a defending champion. At 20 years of age, Starboy Charlie has 8 years experience in this business. He is our local challenger for the night and hails from California. Starboy has wrestled 19 matches for GCW this year with a record of 6-13. We're wishing Charlie all the best luck. In a much-anticipated matchup, we have AEW's Andrade El Idolo versus GCW's own Joey Janela. Andrade has 20 years' experience under his belt. He comes from a family full of famous luchadors. He's 34 years old from Gomez Palacio, Mexico. His height is almost 6 feet tall, and he weighs over 200 pounds. He's considered a technician and also a high flyer back in the day. He's held 12 titles over 11 companies, and listen to this championship record. He's been the Azteca champion 154 days, CMLL World Tag Team Champion 546 days, CMLL World Trios Champion 420 days, the Mexican National Trios Champion 540 days, the NWA World Welterweight Champion 547 days, the World Historic Middleweight Champion 953 days. 3 times World Historic Welterweight Champion for a total of 393 days. The WWE NXT Champion, 140 days, and the WWE United States Champion, 151 days. Just to clarify, that 3-time World Historic Welterweight Champion was actually 2. So he's going to be giving a serious amount of problems to Joey. But we know Joey, and when it comes time, Joey delivers. The Bad Boy is the current GCW Extreme Champion, 425 days in running. He also actively holds belts in 3 other companies. On October 10th, Joey wrestled his 1,000th match. It was him and Gringo versus Blake and Oliver. Overall, he's wrestled 105 matches so far this year, and if he wrestles 9 more, he will have tied for the most number of matches he's wrestled in 1 year. Cheering you on, Joey. Then, that familiar bell will ring, and Team Maki Death Kill will come out from behind the curtains. Maki Death Kill will join forces for the 3rd time to face off with Johnny Game Changer and Taya Valkyrie. With booking, this match could be a premier main event. Maki Death Kill has rarely come together, so I feel LA gets that treatment. The first time Maki Death Kill happened was at Joey Janela's spring break in LA against Bussy. Their second time was at Homecoming Night 1 in Atlantic City against Deathmatch Royalty. MDK are undefeated going into this match. Johnny Game Changer and Taya Valkyrie are a familiar couple. Johnny is 21 years a veteran hailing from Palos Verdes, California. He was trained by Al Snow, Bill DeMott, Ivory, and Nick Dinsmore. Johnny has appeared at Game Changer once this year. That was also in LA. He's undefeated. He's held 33 titles over 27 companies. He's also the current Pandemonium TV champion, which he's held for over a year at 369 days. And he's the VIP heavyweight champion for the last 70 days. His top 3 longest championship reigns are the 5-star championship for 757 days. That's over 2 years. The CWF US champion for 644 days, and the FWE World Heavyweight Champion for 628 days. Taya Valkyrie is the other half of this pro wrestling power couple. She's from Victoria, British Columbia. Her focus was originally ballet and bodybuilding. What a combination. La Huera Loca is the current HOW Women's Champion, currently at 1,390 days. That's almost 4 years. In her career, she's held 12 titles over 10 companies. She won the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship 4 times for a total of 2,085 days. Taya hasn't been to GCW since October 29th of 2022. That match was against Alley Catch. Welcome back, Johnny and Taya. Our next match is highly anticipated as Deathmatch Royalty has gained a member. Cardona's new bro, Jimmy Lloyd. So Cardona, Lloyd, and Steph DeLander will team up to face off against Los Macizos and Little Cholo. The Deathmatch King is on fire at GCW. He's almost finished up with a very memorable year. The Ecto 1 is a great example of his creative abilities at work. He's had 14 matches at GCW this year, winning 8 of them. Trained by David Taylor and Mikey Whipwreck, he's 19 years in the business. The deathmatch queen, Steph DeLander, is also at the top of her game right now, truly embracing her inner sensational Sherry Martel. She's 6 years in the game, built at 5'11", and a powerhouse. She's the premier women's champion and has been so for the last 91 days. Her longest title reign was for 475 days as the Nui Women's Pro Champion. Jimmy Lloyd has the most experiences over anyone in GCW this year at 62. His record sits at 15, 46-1, losing almost 75% of his matches. He's held 3 titles from 3 different companies. His longest title run was 72 days. He was the GCW Tag Team Champ for 6 days in July of 2021. The last time Little Cholo was in the ring, he announced he just celebrated his 25th year in wrestling. He hails from Orange County, California. He has 12 titles from 8 different companies. Cholo's average title reign was 246 days. Los Macizos, I love these two. The brothers' first true GCW match was on June 29th of 2017, where they defeated the team of Jimmy Lloyd and Matt Tremont. They've been the GCW Tag Team Champions 4 times, totaling 1,162 days, and won their first GCW Tag title on May 13th, 2018 from the Rejects, Murdoch, and Bentley. This year, they've clocked in 62 matches so far. That's 14 more than 2018, their previous highest year, with 48 matches. Personally, they're one of my favorite tag teams. They're very kind, approachable, and available for merchandise, autographs, and pictures almost any time. The Macizos losing their tag team titles truly hurt my feelings. I can't wait to see them come back stronger than ever. So on to that last match. There hasn't been a scramble or 9th match announced yet. There usually is something to fill that spot. I've spoken to some folks that haven't been announced yet, so I'm hoping for either a scramble or a multiple tag team match. So we can all see this is a very full card. It's obvious GCW is bringing in some of the best talent around, and that's what makes for a great weekend for wrestling fans. I'm really going to enjoy myself, and I'm looking forward to seeing a ton of familiar faces. If you have the chance, feel free to say hi. So that was the rundown for this week's upcoming event. Please check back with us next week at the GCW Plant Podcast for our review of the show that I just discussed today. You can contact B at GCW Plant Podcast or myself at GCW Plant John. Thanks again so much for listening. My name is John Wolf, wishing you a great weekend of wrestling. Stay safe and long live GCW.